Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Cody.
And this is Keeping Score Board Game Reviews. And today we're going to be reviewing Time to Panic by IV Studios. We were sent this game for review purposes, so we greatly appreciate that. So do you want to tell us about the game?
So Time to Panic is... How to put this? So you're trying to get these cards from 1 to, what did you say, 32, I believe? 36. So 1 to 36. Now, the cards themselves have this nice, they have this nice shiny look to them and everything. But really, it's a very simple game. You have 4 different powers that can happen, and then you have 5 steps on a turn.
And the whole point is that something has happened to your spaceship, and you're trying to re-get the timeline. So you're trying to put all the cards in order from 1 to 36. However, you can't see all the cards, and there are chaos events that cause you to either be mildly panicked, or
totally panicked.
Or totally panicked.
So that is one of my favorite things about this game. It goes from mild panic, which is easy mode, to panic, which is normal mode, to total panic, which is absolute chaos. Now, what's fun about that is you've got some ways to deal with it. There'll be gaps in the timeline that can come up. Those are these gray pieces. And then you've got your player pieces where you have information that you're not allowed to share with the team. So you can just put like an arrow on it that says it needs to go left or right or some other things. Or it's correct.
The problem is it can be correct, and then you can draw a panic card that then says that the timeline needs to be reversed.
So some of the things these cards can do, because they will have powers, this one is flip. So when you play it, you have to flip another card over. This one is move. So when you play that, you have to move a card. So you can, activator. So you'll perform the ability that's to an adjacent card. It'll have an arrow pointing side. Collapse. You'll remove a set of consecutive cards in order from left to right, leaving a gap. Deleting, you can delete any card on the timeline and leave a gap. That can come in handy. Or move, you can move any card to either end of a gap, but you do not leave a gap. So it has to go here, or here, or here, or here. Even if it's like the number 1 and it got to go here, if there's something there, you got to put it on the other side of it. So it's going to mess with your timeline. There's also peek, which is look at a face-down card. So you would have peeked at this and you'll know, oh, I know that this is 31 and it needs to go that direction. They just know it needs to go that direction. They have no idea which one it is. Switch, so you can switch any 2 gaps on the timeline, any 2 cards or gaps on the timeline, which is nice. You can trade a card in your hand with a timeline face down and place your marker on it, or you can flip, which is flip a card. If flipping face up, perform its ability. If flipping face down, don't. And those are pretty much the only powers that come up. There's, 9 powers, it looks like, total. So, or no, 8, I'm sorry, I miscounted. And on your turn, you'll play a card, perform its ability, perform the ability of one adjacent card if the timeline draw pile is not empty. Draw a timeline card, and then draw a panic card and resolve it. So that's basically the game. You're just playing to move the numbers around until they make the best timeline possible.
And from what I remember, you play till the card pile is empty.
Correct. And then you will score the game based on the score tablet that's on the back of the instruction manual. We don't have a physical instruction manual. We'll show you that, but there's a digital manual on Board Game Geek if you'd like to see it. I like this. I like this puzzle of panicking and moving around the cards as best you can.
Give them an example of what a panic card is.
So some examples of a panic card. We'll start with mild. Routine reversal. Switch the cards furthest to the left and right on the timeline. So you would swap these 2, which in this instance isn't the worst possible item, because that one technically does go further than 22. Or if you were playing on panic, you'd get Spectral Surge. You'll add a face-down card to one side of the timeline, and then a face-up card on the other side. And if you're playing on total panic, well, Relentless Reversal. Switch the cards furthest to the left and right on the timeline, then turn them face down. So it just gets progressively harder, the different difficulty levels you set it on. As far as like the theme of the game, it's ancillary. I mean, it's nice that it's a timeline or whatever that you're trying to get in order, but there's no theme attached to that timeline. It's just numbers. It's not like some other games like the little game Timeline, where each event is an actual historical data point. It's just move this number there or that number there. As far as that goes, it's just a pure game from IV Studios, which is new because every one of their other games, even in this 3 little game series that we've reviewed, have an overarching like story or world that they're part of. And this one just got destroyed by the Cat of Doom. But that's fine. You saw the timeline. But this one doesn't have any theme to speak of, which is strange for IV Studios. Now, they may have a big game coming up sometime that they haven't announced that has something to do with this, that'll add some theme or story to the universe. But right now, it's just this little game, and it doesn't have a lot of theme, which is the only drawback. It's a pure numbers game.
So for me, I like all the cards have a hollow foil number on them. And as we all know, I like shiny objects. I like kind of the theme color. It's very like 80s.
Yeah, it's psychedelic.
I mean, this kind of
yeah.
looks very 80s to me.
The art that is there is nice.
Beyond that, I did not like this game. And it's because it drove me nuts. Because as we were playing, I'd get a number where I'm like, okay, this is number 3. This needs to stay right here.
But I didn't know that.
End. But then we get one of these panic cards, and it would throw it into chaos. And that just drove me nuts. You know, I mean, it's not a bad game by any means. It's a nice game.
It is fun, yeah.
But that, for me personally, just drove me nuts because I couldn't keep things organized. Boris, can you please not eat the cat or the timeline? So yeah, that part of it kind of drove me insane with trying to keep the timeline straight. The way that we laid it out, we put all the cards in a row, and getting out to like 36 cards took up a lot of space. Probably had we tried to stack them a little closer together or overlap them, maybe it would have worked better.
But it is really intended to be a line. I
mean, because then you can't see what the action is down here. Boris.
Don't mind the earthquake. That's the dog. And the cat.
The joys of a puppy. So yeah, me personally, drove me nuts. This is not a game that I would reach for because of the fact that I don't like that level of chaos. And we played on mild panic, right?
At least once or twice on mild panic.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever played on total panic.
Yeah.
I did play a game or two on panic, and that was pretty rough. This does have a solo game. Absolutely, you can play it by yourself, and it works fine, and it's great. I believe that's when I played with Panic. But, you know, it's a different vibe than working with your team. The fact that you can't share information with your partners as you're playing makes it a very rough way to play, and that is fun to me because it's all part of the puzzle. But I can definitely see why she wouldn't like it because it every time you try to fix something, it breaks. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the fun. That's what the game is designed to do, obviously, but it definitely could be frustrating, and I get that.
I think with 4 people, it would be...
Oh, it would be utter chaos with all 4 players. Yeah. I don't know.
I would not play it at 4 people.
It would be a blast for me because I embrace the chaos, but I could see how somebody that would drive them up a wall. I like it. It's not... Of the 3 games that IV gave us at Gen Con to review, this is probably my least favorite of the 3, but I'm still going to give it like a 7.5, which is still a great game. It's just not quite as good as the other 2 to me.
So me, I'd probably give it a 6. And the thing that's saving it for me is the sparkly cards.
So
I like sparkly things.
So you'd say it's not a bad game, but it's not a good game for you as a person.
Yeah, for me as a person, for somebody who doesn't like big, complicated Euro games, and then doesn't really enjoy chaos being given to me by a card. You know, chaos by a dog is one thing. Chaos just from a card that throws everything out of whack, that's just not for me. You know, to each their own, but this is definitely not a game for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play this if somebody asks and wants to play it, because I enjoy the chaos, but I could see why she doesn't enjoy it as much. And I could definitely, I would play any other game by Studio IV before I'd play this one, but that's not saying it's bad at all. I like it.
It's also $29.95.
Which is a good price for a game like this.
For me, that seems high for just a bunch of cards and a few wooden squares. That's just me. And what's probably driving it up is the thing that I like, the sparkly cards. So... it is available. It says that it's shipping in late October, early November.
And it's part of their
Studios
website. It's part of their tariff Relief set, which was with Graft and
The one with the
one I
art.
really liked, one of our first reviews, the Lane Battler,
Let me look it up. Pillars of Fate.
Pillars of Fate. That's the one. That one is, those two I like more than this one.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean I don't like this one. At 7.5, it's perfectly good score, and I'll play it anytime.
So that's our review of Time to Panic. If you enjoy chaos and sparkly cards, this is the game for you.
I
but
think
not
you'll
for
enjoy
me.
it. Give it a try. Thank you.